Okay, so when you are ready to place your images, or even if you want to just place a few of them when you get it done, because it's just that feeling of accomplishment, you'll open up your InDesign document, the Wilkerson K, your last name, your first initial, underscore grid file that's on your desktop. You'll open it up like this, and you are going to, I have two images that I'm going to be placing right now. And I can go down here, file, and I can go to place, or I can do the shortcut, which is Control D. So I'm going to do that. And here I have two JPEGs in my folder, and I'm going to do my perspective one first, open. And then my cursor is loaded up with this picture now. So I'm going to open it up here. Okay. Now I need to make this quite a bit bigger, and it's kind of nice because the grid is showing through. So I can kind of place this in the middle of my grid so I can kind of see what it's going to look like when I can also use my arrows to kind of fine tune this a little bit. So I'm going to sort of put it in the middle of my box. Okay. And now I'm going to make it quite a bit bigger. So I'm going to take one of these. That did not work. Hold on. Control Z. I'm going to hold down the Control and the Shift button to drag it and make it bigger. Okay. So I'm going to control the Control and the Shift button. That keeps it in proportion. So I'm going to keep dragging it until it's quite large. Okay. I'm going to kind of move it to be right in the middle of where I want it to be. I'm going to also use the arrows. Okay, so let's say it's going to be there. Okay, so that is now kind of in the center of that box. Okay, so I have this picture. I've clicked on it, so I've highlighted it. And now I'm going to use these midpoints to crop it. I'm going to just crop it to there, to that grid, crop it to that grid. And it kind of snaps to those grids, which makes it kind of easier to do it. Remember, we're doing it to the inside of the box, not the outside of the box, because we're going to have a big gutter, big space between the boxes. Okay, so there it is. Now this should fit into any boxes. All the boxes should be exactly the same size. So I'm going to actually move that to my first box. There it is. That's my very first one. Okay. Looks cool. So now I'm going to do my W. So I'm going to do Control D to place, and I'm going to do this blue wave one. Okay. And I'm going to place it there. Okay. And this one I need to make smaller. So I'm going to do Control Shift to proportionally change mine. Control Shift, proportionally change, Control Shift, proportionally change. Okay, so let me just see if that fits in a box now. Nope, still doesn't. Control Shift, proportionally change. Does that fit? Nope, still doesn't. Control Shift. Okay. So once I have it so that it kind of fits into that box that I want it to, let me put it in. Okay, and then I'm going to have it up there. Now I'm going to crop it. So now I'm not holding Control Shift down. Now I'm just using these little squares to bring them over. There's my next W. Okay. So I'm going to move that W over to here. Okay. So that's my first two W's. Okay. And I only need to come up with 23 more. Now let's see what this looks like without the grid. I go down to my toolbox and I click on this and I go to preview, and that's what it looks like. Okay, so I probably want my next W to be colored, throughout. But in this case, I've used my perspective and I've used my photo inside an image to do. I can also reverse it. So the image is on the outside and the photo, and the numbers there. So there's a lot of different things I do. Now, don't forget when you do this, anytime you leave for the day, you leave this project to do File, save. Okay, and now I'm done with that.